Okay, good morning class. So we're going to start off our lesson with financial maths. We're going to look at a couple of examples. At this point we are looking at the examples for exercise 3, what is it? For exercise 11.5, no? Yes. So changing interest rates, deposits and withdrawals. Did we do this example now? Right. So we're looking today at changing interest rates, deposits and withdrawals. This is the example. Yes? Sorry? So what? Didn't. What was for homework? Yeah. So if there's any issues, you just refer to the full lesson. In the description box, you'll see there's the full lesson there. You click on that, all the examples, all the sums are dealt with in that exercise. Okay. So this is example 1 on page. Which page is this on, people? 381. Okay, so here we are told in the exercises up to this point in the chapter we have dealt with problems where the interest rate changes, and in the last exercise you worked on problems with several deposits and withdrawals, so money being added to the account as well as money taken out of the account. In the next exercise, which is the examples we're looking at today, we will combine these two concepts and look at the financial mathematics problem with several deposits or withdrawals as well as changing interest rates. A timeline is very helpful in solving problems of this kind. Okay. So, as I said at this point, we have dealt with timelines, and sometimes it was not necessary to draw the timeline, but we drew it so that we can familiarize ourselves with setting up a timeline. So in example 1, and this is on page 381, we are told that the savings account is opened with a deposit of 4,000 Rand. Okay, so I go straight into a timeline scenario. So here we'll start at T0. Starting your initial time is 4,000 Rand. It's deposited. 4 years later, a second deposit of 6,300 is added. The interest for the first 3 years, so T3, is 12% per annum compounded annually, so it's 12% per annum compounded annually. The interest rate is then increased to 13.5% per annum compounded monthly. 13.5% per annum compounded monthly. Yes? 4 years later. Okay, sorry, my mistake. I read the wrong way. Okay, let's start again. So the starting point is 6,300 Rand. No, 4,000. What's wrong with me? The T0 is 4,000 Rand. 4 years later, a second deposit of 6,300 Rand. The interest for the first 3 years, T3, the first 3 years is 12,000, and 12% per annum compounded annually. Then the interest rate increases to 13.5% per annum compounded monthly. Calculate the total accumulated in the fund in the savings account at the end of 7 years. Okay. So as you can see here, we can break this thing up and then work out our 4,000 Rand at 12% per annum compounded annually. Then that becomes your principal at this point. And then what you do is you then change your interest rate and do a calculation for another 1 year. Then we add the 6,300 Rand, which becomes the principal at this point till the end. So quite a bit of calculations, okay? Otherwise we can build the sum from start to end, okay? So what I do is I consider the 4,000 Rand. I stop with the interest rate changes for 4,000 Rand. Firstly, for 3 years at 12% per annum compounded annually. Then I take it to the end. Okay. So if you're going to consider that, so A total is going to be P into 1 plus I to the exponent n, so this is compound interest. So it's 4,000 Rand into 1 plus 0,12 compounded annually, so it's over 1 to the exponent 1 times n, which is 3 years. Okay? Then what happens? The interest rate changes, so it's going to become 1 plus 0,135 over 12 to the exponent 12 times. And how many years is it from T3 to T7? 4 years. You see that, people? Then what happens? Then you're adding 6,300, so you take 6,300 to the end. So it's plus 6,300 into, what's my interest rate? So it's 13.5% per annum compounded monthly. So it's 12 times from T4 to T7 is 3 years. Okay. So we just plug that into the calculator. So it's 4,000 into 1 plus 0.12 to the exponent 3 times 1 plus 0,135 over 12 to the exponent 12 times 4 plus 6,300 over brackets 1 plus 0.135 over 12 to the exponent 12 times 3. I get 19,038 Rand and 71 cents. Is that correct? Yeah. 19,038 Rand and 71 cents. Okay. Any confusion here? No? So with that you should be able to do exercise 11.6. Okay.